All right, joining us now, America's mayor and President Trump's attorney, Rudy Giuliani. How are you, sir? Good to see you. By the way, I really hate that you have that ring. That is a Yankees championship World Series ring.
Why do you hate it?
I wish I want one.
Well, you weren't the mayor of New York City when they won. I won 4 of them.
I was there for the last one when Mariano Rivera.
I should emphasize, I paid for it.
Oh, okay. You probably, yeah. You know, it's funny because remember David Dinkins got in trouble for being at that particular game, the last game when the Yankees won the World Series. All right, I was at that game. I bought my tickets on StubHub.
Yeah.
And he got them for free. You always did. You always paid
I have
for
a letter from George Steinbrenner that I treasure. He said the only politician who paid for his tickets.
Yeah, you have to. Right? Why? I don't. Long story. All right, let's stay on business. There's no second meeting here.
It's highly unlikely. I always have to leave the option open as a lawyer in case they come across with something that really startles us or fills some of the things that we feel are important. Had a long talk with John Dowd today. I believe we're coming toward the end, so I'm talking to some of the people that are involved in the original part of the investigation. I thank John for all of the cooperation he gave them because he puts us in a position where we don't have to cooperate. We gave them 1.4 million documents, 32 witnesses. President Trump has answered every question. And now they're looking at his tweets to investigate him for
trying to influence
obstruction of justice by tweet.
Yeah.
I prosecuted obstruction of justice. If they're going to do obstruction of justice by tweet to impeach a president, God bless us.
You said maybe you would let him answer a few limited questions on collusion, but not.
I don't want to give them the false impression. Given some of the revelations of the last 3 or 4 weeks, we've been driven further away from the idea of answering any questions from them. We don't think they have a legitimate investigation.
Do you think they will subpoena you? Is there going to be a constitutional fight?
Well, then there'll be a constitutional fight. I mean, I think we win it. One of the main ingredients of a constitutional fight.
Rudy Giuliani's I was here when you were mayor. You're not exactly shy when it comes to fighting.
No, and we beat Clinton in the Supreme Court when I was mayor, and I won my own case in the Supreme Court when I argued it. And I have one of the best Supreme Court lawyers in the United States with me. You know him, Jay Sekulow.
Yeah.
39 cases in the Supreme Court.
He's won like 90% of his cases.
You got it. How about unanimously? A lot of them.
I know.
But in any event, that's not to boast. It's to say we got the better part of the argument. You have presidential privilege. He can't be subpoenaed. You have the fact that even if he can be subpoenaed, that if he can come with some narrow, you have to show particularized need. And as John Dowd's memo of 4 months ago shows, they have no particularized need. They have everything. Let's take an example. Mr. President, why'd you fire Comey? He's already explained it over and over and over again. Hey guys, you either believe it or you don't believe it, but don't think we're suckers and we're going to put that under oath and you're going to jam him with perjury
trap
because you believe a liar like Comey or one of the other liars.
They're best buddies.
They are very good friends.
And Robert Mueller was denied the day before he got the special counsel job.
Comey is more discredited than anyone in this investigation.
Let me ask you.
He cannot be believed. So if you're telling me you're going to believe Comey's word against the president, then I know you're trying to trap him into perjury.
Do you think what happens if, like, for example, what happens if Mueller decides he wants to take this all the way and subpoena the president of the United States?
Well, we go to the Supreme Court and we find out if he can. Never been decided. The only subpoena to a president that ever happened in the many years of our republic is to Bill Clinton. It was withdrawn. It's never been decided. So we will have a case of what they call first impression, and we will find out. But then we have cases of lesser officials that were subpoenaed and documents that were subpoenaed from them, like the ESPY case. And you always have to show particularized need. If you have to show particularized need for a commerce secretary, a labor secretary, you sure as heck have to show it for a president. Tell me the particularized need. They're going to lose on that. As I said, they're going to say, we want to hear what he said about Flynn. Well, he said about Flynn, I never had that conversation. Comey said he did have the conversation. So why are you calling me the grand jury for that? Because you want to wrap him with a perjury charge when you couldn't bring a regular charge against him.
Yeah, and the president, interestingly, had wanted to talk.
Martha Stewart.
But Martha Stewart did nothing. They didn't get her on any crime.
Well, this is a trap. This is Martha Stewart. Who did Martha Stewart? Jim Comey.
Scary. It's scary. If you can't get him on the crime, you're going to get him on.
Yeah, let's get him. Doesn't matter how serious the crime is.
Let's go to Mueller's team.
Let's get a celebrity wig to the wall.
What about the SDNY? This is one you worked there.
I love the SDNY.
They're good. They're really good at what they do.
Yeah, I have no objections to them.
What about, why are they bringing in the CFO of the Trump organization?
1,000 reasons. I've been through, and our lawyers have been through, including our Washington lawyers and our New York lawyers. We have been through every one of the documents they've given us, and they've given us every document relating to President Trump. He is whistle clean in that investigation. That's why we quickly waived the privilege. And the minute Cohen leaked that first conversation between Cohen and the president, where he secretly recorded the president and lied to him and pretty much drove himself out of the bar, I mean the legal bar, right? We put it out. The minute he said the minute he started putting out stuff about the Cuomo tape, where he went through this horrible subterfuge of hiding his tape recorder or his phone.
Will these be made public, all of them?
All of them will be made public eventually.
Eventually will. What about the Mueller's team?
And I wish they were made public tonight.
What about the Mueller team? Andrew Weissman, who was excoriated by judges for withholding exculpatory evidence.
Andrew Weissman, having been a longtime prosecutor in the Justice Department, Andrew Weissman would be regarded by many defense lawyers and prosecutors as a disgrace to the. He has had cases reversed. He's been excoriated by judges.
By the Supreme Court.
He's done something. This might sound like a strange thing, but he's withheld exculpatory evidence. You know what that means? He's got evidence that I'm innocent, and he keeps it.
That should be.
And he sends an innocent man to jail.
Four Merrill executives went to jail for a year. That was overturned. Man to jail.
Yeah. You know, that's the nightmare you have as a prosecutor. It was built into me by Bob Morgenthau when I first became, and then by Whitney Note Seymour. We've got a lot of guilty people to prosecute. Damn it, you don't prosecute an innocent one. And when it's close to the line,
give him the benefit of the doubt.
Silvio Malo, who taught me this, he used to say to me, "Hey," Silvio was a New York guy. He said, "Hey, you know something? If you let them go, no big problem. They'll be back again."
That's probably true. What about, how does Jeannie Ray, who worked for the Clinton Foundation, get on that team?
How did the guy who gave $36,000 to the Democratic Party get on the team? How did the guy who was crying at Hillary's? Because I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. He's so damn arrogant. He doesn't care about appearances. All of us have to be. Do you realize if a Republican did that, what the New York Times would have done? Yeah. If I had been made special prosecutor for Hillary Clinton, and I hired Ken Starr.
Good luck. Mr. Mayor, good to see you.
Good.
I really do like the ring. I'm glad you had to pay for it, though.
I did.
That would have been a controversy
and
tonight.
The three others.
Yeah.